What's going on, y'all? This your boy Nick, man. Come back at y'all one more time. Want to continue on talking about what we was talking about last time. And that was the slave ships and stuff like that, man. Like just going into this whole transatlantic slave trade, man. Like y'all really got to understand. You got to go back and forth and check this stuff because like what you've been given is a short narrative and basically like a summary of a lie, and you didn't even get the whole truth of the lie because it ain't got enough to put it together. They can't really put the whole story together, so they just give you bits and pieces and have a whole bunch of propaganda out there that's in order to force a lie. That's basically what it's there to do. You got a lot of people that's trying to wake people up to this, but a lot of people just ain't getting it. When people when I first heard about the slave ship thing, I was like, that's it didn't seem like that big of a deal. I was like, they lost ships or whatever, but I got to thinking about it, because then we started doing research. Me and my girl, we started doing research into it, and the further and further that we got into the research, the more and more that we saw that basically all of it was a lie. And so basically, man, a lot of y'all probably on to this. Some of y'all not. For those of you that's not, you can go check out the brothers at African American Ain't African. They got a lot of different people out here that's putting out this work, man. So y'all can just get it. If y'all people don't really know what's going on, then y'all need to wake up real fast because they taking your shit right from you. They've been doing it for a long time, and that's the thing about it. Like we out here and we not really realizing it, man. We just allowing these people to take all of our resources, us as a people, us as a persons, like you look at all the rest of the people around the world. We got grown people. There's like 40 and 50 and 60-year-old people out here that's acting like little bitty ass children. Like who are we as a persons, as a people? We are we're childlike. We are in a childlike state of mind. And I'm not saying like just your thinking and whatever, because a lot of y'all people are articulate. You just don't give a damn. You just don't have no kind of, you got a lot of frame of reference, but you have no single direction to tie it all together because every single thing is all compartmentalized. They tell you stuff in order to get you to look different directions at everything. They don't put all the pieces together, and that's the thing. Our communication has been broken down. So how do we communicate? We communicate through them. And like people like me, if people was to start listening to me and actually thinking that, actually just, I'm not saying listen to me, but people was to just start looking at me, they would try to shut me down. There's different ways that they do that. I've already had people tell me that they can't see some of my posts that I put out, and I put out a lot of different stuff, man. I don't put out just a whole bunch of information, man. I try to put little tiny information because a lot of people can't really digest a lot of the stuff that's being said. So I'm gonna get back on to the slave ship thing, man. So like this is something that y'all brothers just a little farther along, y'all can go look at. You look at the different ports and stuff like that. Like Cape Coast is one of them that's off the coast of Africa. Supposed to been in Ghana or whatever. Well, this is one of the biggest ports that they had, man. You know what I mean? So they'll tell you like this is where the African slave trade imported most of their slaves and all of this and all that stuff like that. So I was like intrigued by it to look into it, man, because actually the long story short, man, is my cousin went to this movement, to this little help fix Ghana type of thing, man. And in the process of going over there, I had seen that they posted pictures about this. So I started researching into it because I've already had talk with my cousin, man. He know that we're Indians and he know this, man. But he just like he indebted to these people and he so enrooted with them, man. It's like they've taken his culture, and that's another thing that killed me is they take our good hard people and make them look as if they are theirs. They just rob them just like everybody else, man. But okay, anything, anyways. But the point about Ghana, man, you want to go look at this thing called Cape Coast. They got all this history on it. So I started looking at it and looking at the geography of it and looking at the location, and then I started looking at the building. I'm pretty military mind, got a military mindset, man. So I understand war and strategy, man. I understand that you got to understand what it is that they was trying to do. You know, they say that the number one thing that they was doing was importing and exporting slaves. That's the last place that slaves would go before they shipped out to go to the long journey across the Atlantic. Okay, so if this is being the case, right, you would think that they would have cities that's close by that would supply them with a lot of different materials so that they can food and just different things, man. Food, cattle, ammunition, pretty much anything that you can have in order to take the 3 month trip across the Atlantic with 300 slaves. You know what I mean? They're gonna need a lot of fucking resources, okay? And they gonna have this on a continuous basis if you're doing this as a business. Anybody with a business mind frame know that you have got to have your product has got to have resources in order to make it. You don't just get everything you sell, you do not get that back. You have to put back into it. So you have to have it's supply, man. You have to have enough supply. It's just more to running a business than doing the work. Okay, you have to actually supply the people with the food, the pay, everything, man. You know, all this stuff, the compensation has to add up, or else nobody's gonna do it. These people ain't just that powerful to where they was just taking people and just like making them just brainwashing them that bad, man. Y'all gotta understand, y'all are that bad now because every single thing that you hear from them comes directly from them. I mean, it comes through your ear since a child. It's like you had a demon in your ear the whole time, man, and you don't understand it. But the whole world has had it, and it's all been compartmentalized. Each person is to drive their lane. You know, everybody is to do their same thing. You can go days and days and days without seeing the same person. I mean, without seeing somebody that's right beside you. You can go your whole life and not never know your neighbor, man. I mean, it's like it's that way because they have compartmentalized people and conditionalized their mind to be separated. All while they can just dissect and trisect your ass, do whatever they want to do to you. You know, um, but the thing about it is, man, is what people got to start realizing and putting together and putting in perspective, man, is that you know, it takes supplies. It takes a lot of supplies. So you got to have people that's willing to do it. You just can't think that these people just out here slaving folks up like that. They not that powerful, man. Y'all might see them as being powerful, but they not. You know, they got a little power. They got perception and deception, which you know is their power. But if as soon as you wake up, that's all you gotta do is wake up. That's why they don't want you to wake up. You know, they don't want you to start seeing that we are the numbers, that we are the people. You know, we are the ones that make the foundation. Okay. But anyways, now let me get back on to the Cape Coast thing because I want to hit y'all with this before I gotta go, man. I gotta get ready to go to work. But the thing about it is, man, is that so you start looking at the agriculture around it and the people around it. They didn't have enough stuff to be able to supply these folks with the materials that they need to make the trip. And then you start looking at the actual place itself, and that's the number one thing that I want y'all to do. Look at the place of where it's at. Look at the that it's on the beach, man. It is on the beach. It has not one place, not one way that you can unload and load slaves. Now, if your number one transport is slavery, and you are importing and exporting something, and you got to send it across back in and out of this place, you will have adequate ways to dock and unload these people, right? All the docks in the world are still pretty much there, except for this place. You know, this place don't look like it's some type. It just look like a fort. Looks like what you know. What I've come to find out a lot that happened was you know, they took people from here and over and took them back over there. And you know, we could have been people trying to having people going out there and going to get them. You know, that would be speculation on my part, which I don't like to do. But the thing about it is that I've seen a lot of research that suggests, you know, that a lot of our people and a lot of them people will tell you themselves that they come from America. You know, Liberia. Liberia is something that y'all need to look into. Liberia was a colony that they set up over here. The Americans set up over here and tried to call it like a back to Africa type of thing. Or that's what they call it now. But at that point in time, it was free people. It was people, the Moorish people, really. It wasn't even our people. It was Moorish people that was going out there buying land, and they was trying to go over there into Africa. Because you got to understand, the Moors and the English was all working together. They was all together, man. The Moors started all the fucking secret societies, and that's why they was doing it, man. They had that shit, and they was using them as a pawn. Now y'all sit up here and say the white man created or the black man created the white man and all this. Y'all can keep saying that stupid ass shit that you want, man. That's not the truth. The truth of the fact is that the black people seen what they did to them. So then they used their power, not even power, man. They just used their warmongering, just straight up. All they want to do is battle and fight. They didn't have nothing else to do, man. So they used that perception that those people had and translated it onto you, transferred it onto you. And now y'all sitting back here thinking that we invented people and all this other shit. Get that out your head, man. Y'all are retarded. Y'all really need to sit down here and start looking at the real shit and stop looking at all this bullshit that people are just coming up with nowadays, man. Because nowadays it's just we lost and headed towards destruction, and everybody want to have their own say in it. Nobody trying to tie together. Nobody trying to tie together facts. Ain't not one person trying to sit down and say, okay, well, we need to start putting all this real shit together. You know, we need to get the information that we know about this land together. We need to get the information that we know about these people together. We need to get the information that we know about our culture together. We need to get the information about the archaeology together. All the aspects of our life have got to be retrained and retaught. Not just retrained, you have to got to go back here and re-educate yourself and our people. It is a learning process that we all need to take part in. All of us at the same time, not just a couple of people at one time or this group here and that group there. You know, you got to have all of us together, man. And it's like, first thing we got to do is get the shit together amongst ourselves. And you got a lot of people out here trying to cling to shit as if they goddamn got stuff, but you can easily see the facts, man. You know, you can go out here and claim what you want to claim, but you know the proof lines up, man. And the thing about it is that people already know. You know, like only real problem that I see that we got usually is the Moors with our people because of the people over here in America. Because we got the Moors people that's trying to proclaim to this shit. But like I be telling folks, go back through their paperwork. See, I don't get to arguing with these fools. I'm no disrespect, man, but I don't get to arguing with these brothers because of the fact that they think that and perceive that just because I don't want to go through the paperwork that I don't understand and have been through the paperwork. Now that's how I found their ass. Was I went through the paperwork that because I thought that at the same time I knew I was never a Moor. This is something that never ever passed through my history or never even something that I've always heard bad about. So I know my family wouldn't have been telling me that, and I didn't get that from the Europeans. So all I know is that I never was a Moor. But I started seeing them surface in the paperwork, and I started seeing that they started developing most of it. They was evident, is evidence of them there from the very beginning because they are the ones who started everything. People don't want to sit up here and realize it, man. But the truth about it is that's the truth, man. But you know, I can't keep stressing that enough. I'm not gonna play with people and try to argue about that because our bigger problems is just getting the message out there that you know that we are the real people of America. You know, the Moorish people. Hey, man, we gave y'all land. Ain't nobody asking y'all to go nowhere, man. Y'all just accept the bullet that y'all had done laid, the bed that y'all made for y'allself, man. Accept that, deal with it, and move on. Because we are trying to get ourselves back together. We don't got time to be politicking with y'all about who was here and who was there. You know, we just know one thing. Y'all wasn't here. We was. Y'all know that too. But y'all want to try to sit here and act like y'all was here from well beyond time, man. No, that's not the truth, and you know it's not. So let's stop arguing and debating about that. Let's come to real solutions because no matter where you go, you're going to face this. All these same people that's over here killing us are the same people that's over there killing them folks in Africa, Asia, India, or wherever else you want to go, man. So we can sit back here and play with each other and keep on pulling the indigenous card and this and that, you know. I mean, we are indigenous and that is important. Do not get that wrong, man. I'm not trying to sit up and say it's not, but don't get that wrong. You know, but I got off topic, man. I'm gonna give y'all just a couple more minutes, man. But I really wanted to tell you about the ports, man. That's what y'all really need to go look into. You go look into these slave ports that they don't have. You know, you look at the place that Cape Coast is on, and I looked at the other one too. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the same exact way, man. It does not have an actual port. It's on a beach, man. It's not even somewhere. It's on a beach with a beachfront that's got at least 35 to 40 yards from the coast. So I mean that right there tells you right now they not just finna take these slaves and you know out in the wide open like that, man. Like number one thing you gonna do is build a fucking, you know, man. Y'all gotta look at just look at what they do now. Ain't nothing changed, man. They still doing the same shit. They just doing it a little bit better and confusing your ass. They are more together than we are. That's the only thing that's going on. We all divided amongst each other. You know, got people spaced out and not knowing what's going on, but you know. It is what it is, man. We gotta do better. That's why I try to plead with y'all as much as I can, and I try to get y'all to understand, man. You know, history is bigger than just yourself and what you want to make it a part of. You know, it's a lot of stuff that's out there, and people don't want to accept the truth for what is the truth. They want to try to add and subtract stuff, man. But you know, it's evidence, man. You know, y'all just got to go out there and look for it. You know. But the slave trade, man, you know, it did not happen. It did not happen like that. It's something that you really need to start looking into, man, because all y'all people keep putting yourself in this umbrella, looking at these slave dockers from Virginia and saying, oh, I'm a slave too over here in California and shit like that, man. Y'all don't understand what kind of warriors y'all are. Y'all are being pissed po terrible right now. But the thing about it is, man, you got to wake up and grow up. and stop acting like if you was like I told somebody if you was be able to draw our mentality as a person, we would be some kind of little bitty a grown retarded person. I have nothing against those people, and I hate I hate that's misfortunate for them. But that's what we would look like as a whole person, or a big ass kid that like a 45-year-old that want to be a street nigga, the one that want to rock the braids and rock the goddamn FUBU and stuff still. That's what we would look like, man. You know, y'all people wake up out there, but I gotta ride. Till the next time. Peace out.